be sympathetic or empathetic to their conditioning.
Support them. Don't trick. You know what I mean? Like if somebody got a cold, you don't demonize them for having a cold. You know
exactly.
What I mean?
And this goes back to our youth, our childhood, how we tease others, or we would tease, and this makes people seem like outsiders.
Right.
So, all right, we moving on. This is Krow's Corner. Yeah.
Back in 5.
Krow's Corner Podcast, brought to you by
Jim Krow with their debut album, The Uninvited. To see their side, already been told. But this music for the world. Yeah. Get your copy on all streaming platforms today.
With the protesters, these young men are incredibly angry.
Yeah. 1 2 1 2. How y'all doing out there? Doing alright? Sick cuz, y'all. So you can just call me the Gov. Jim Krow. A murder of crows, stinging like bees, floating like butterflies, the mark of the beast, the prop of deceased, with nothing to claim but the scars. It's either rentals or lease, paid by anonymous bars. Synonymous causes got them luster for jets. They're still in their pajamas, phenomenal talkers at best. For just a nominal fee, they profit lie to decrees, disease, infested, neglected, scattered ashes of sea. Heap up your past to the deep, catastrophes by the dozens, hoodwinked by tricks up the sleeves, flattery and the cousins, the percussion so seductive, erupting off in the train. Your introduction to destruction, this is far from romance. This is just the same dance, a new chance to get from under the haze. Open your eyes, sometimes it makes me wonder why you're calling us brothers, but suddenly it's too clear. This is not what it appears, cause we never sincere.
We back.
What up? This is Wahamiyd.
Sick cuz the Gov.
This is Krow's Corner.
So we back on segment number 2 with it's the hip hop segment,
That's right.
One of my favorite segments, And the topic we want to try to address tonight is
considered a genius in hip hop.
Yeah, what is considered genius?
As far as what is considered genius in music, that's on a whole different level.
Right.
But let's just stick with hip hop. And my top 5 is Kid Cudi, Kanye.
You always got a top 5 right away.
MF Doom. Who am I leaving out?
You're leaving out Kanye, your favorite.
Did I say the guy from Chicago? Not Kanye. Chance the Rapper.
Chance.
And Tyler the Creator.
All right. I don't have a top 5, but just off the top of my head, I gotta say people like Donald Glover. I think he's genius. You know what I'm saying? And I like Chance the Rapper too. I think he's pretty good. I don't know. That's a deep question.
My question is, what makes these artists genius?
Right.
What separates them? What separates them from the pack? What makes them fearless are making projects that, is it the point of, do they make it for the fans or do they make it for themselves or they, you understand what I'm saying?
I think it really boils down to creativity, are they impactful, lyrical ability, musical ability, their talent. It's really like a combination of things, what does it take for a project to be considered classic? What does it take for that artist to be considered genius?
But see, I don't think they care about making a classic. I don't, especially these days and time. I don't think they care. I think they just want to put their expression out, how they, yeah. I don't think they care about a classic, man.
So I mentioned Donald Glover earlier, or Childish Gambino, as in that category of being genius. Not only because his music ability, but how he's in various different genres. This guy is writing screenplays. He has a TV series called ATL, which is really good. Depicts the hood. And also like the story of an expiring hip hop artist. And so like he got his hat in different arenas, and I think that versatility is what makes a person genius, make him able to stand out.
That too, but I think there's more too of the fear factor of expressing who you are and not caring about the outcome of it. Like certain geniuses, right? They let's take a mathematical genius, right?
Mm-hmm.
I forgot the guy's name, but it almost drove him to madness where he was in a mental institution.
About Einstein or something?
No, not Einstein. I forgot the guy's name, but he was. And what about the guy, the chess player? He was a genius too. I forgot his name. The Jewish guy. They beat the guy from Russia back in the day.
Got me beat. I don't know who that is.
Google him real quick for me, please. Best chess player in the world. It'll come up. These guys were. Their genius drove them, I guess, to madness. I guess, as far as society look at them, they were mad, right? So when I look at certain people, that people can say, "Oh, he's off a little bit," and this is like the opposite coin or the opposite side of a Childish Gambino, right? When I look at like Kanye West, who inspired Gambino. When I look at
Did he really?
Yeah, he did. When I look at people like Tyler, the Creator, when they look at these people, it's like, oh, they're on the level of madness, so they're a little off. And I think that's what makes their music, to me, put it in a class of its own and in a different level.
No, Bobby Fischer.
Bobby Fischer. Is it Bobby Fischer?
Yep.
Yeah. The best chess player in the world. And they said he was a little off. You understand what I'm saying?
I mean, I get how, people who are geniuses maybe, push the envelope and things like that and be a little more outside the box in terms of their presentation or their artwork and things like that. To me, that I don't know if that equates genius. If you do it and it's done in a kind of like artistic way or in a unique way, then I can dig that. But don't go so far over my head that I don't know what.
But doesn't everything to a degree has art to it? If you look deep into it, you understand what I'm saying?
To a degree.
Look at Prince, for instance. You got certain artists that play it safe. J. Cole plays it safe, right? I can't say he's a genius.
Why would you say he plays it safe though?
Because the type of music he makes plays it safe. He's not going to jump out there and create something that so bizarre, like an MF Doom. Did I mention him in my top 5? Yeah, like an MF Doom, to where the point where he's not caring about whether you accept it or not. He's only reaching out to those who see the art that he's trying to present.
I would say that J. Cole maybe is a little more brave in terms of his content, because you don't hear a lot of people talking about the subject matter that he's talking about and things like that. And so you mentioned Prince earlier. Like for a long time, people looked at Prince as weird a little bit. You know, he had the purple,
heels.
the heels,
genius.
but that's what I'm talking about. He had a level of ability, musical ability. He can make the guitar sing. And so my thing is like, you can be weird all you want, but have some technique to it. Right. If you don't have any technique to your weirdness, then you just missing me. You know what I mean?
Missing you, but not.
This is my opinion of what genius is. You know what I'm saying?
Missing you, but not probably the millions that get it.
I mean, everybody views it in a different light. Like your criteria for genius and my criteria for genius might be two different things, or they may also like interlap on certain aspects. I think you would agree that someone who is maybe has musical ability, you would consider them genius. No one would argue that Stevie Wonder isn't a genius. You know what I'm saying? For example,
or Michael Jackson.
Right. I was about to mention him, but I take Kanye West last couple projects, Life of Pablo. What's the last one? Yay? I'm not sure.
I think it might have been, yeah.
And My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. I like those better than his first 3 albums.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
because
that's cool.
In those first 3 albums, tell the truth. Was he not playing it safe? Was he not trying to get into the industry? Was he not trying to more cater to
But not necessarily
more?
playing it safe, though.
Right.
He had to fit the sound that they were wanting at the time from him. Because it's not like he could dictate that. When you're coming in, you can't dictate per se.
Okay, but how do you rate his sound now?
But hold
is it
on,
more freelance? Is it more like this is the real me?
It's more weird to me. I'm gonna say weird. I'm gonna use that word. Not necessarily meaning it's a bad thing, but it's like you almost losing me. And it's probably people who would agree and say that sometimes they don't know what he's on, whether or not that's related to something else going on in his life. But I think that Kanye was even more genius in the beginning of his career because he was bridging 2 different worlds in hip hop. He was bridging secular hip hop and then backpack hip hop or underground.
I think he was more. I think he cared more about what society viewed him or what they thought. You understand what I'm saying? And the same content, but I think now we're getting the real Kanye who wanted to do this years ago in the beginning. We're getting the real Kanye. And I appreciate his later music more than I appreciate the stuff that he was being safe with.
So my question is, if we getting a real Kanye right now, why does it look like he trying to go back to the original Kanye?
Because he's caring about what people think.
No, I don't think
and that's where he's going to go wrong at. Because he's going back to Chicago. He's trying, quote unquote, get his roots back or his sound back. And I think it's more deeper than that. He want to jump back on the bandwagon of people, outside, the African American. He want to jump back on because of some of the statements he made or whatever. And a lot of people say, well, this is...
He's trying to get his black card back. He's trying to get his black card back.
Yeah, for his branding. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I don't think he really... I don't think he believes that he lost that in his mind.
Right.
In his mind, I don't think that he feel like, I got to get it back. I don't think he cares. I think it's really more like I want my feeling of when I used to make music, when I loved it, when I was trying to get on. He might be trying to do that.
You don't think he loves his music now?
It might be different.
No, like I'm saying no.
Like I seen different producers that get on and say people that after they make it to a certain level, they'll look back to the days when they was in the basement and they didn't have anything to, and they missed those days. Like it was like a genuine love. You know what I mean? Now it's deadlines and I got meetings with this one and I got to make sure these numbers are right in this. And back before,
you was doing it for the love. You was doing it for the love.
But see, again, but what was his first album?
I'm gonna say it was Late Registration.
What, a Dropout?
Dropout? Was it Dropout? It was Dropout, and then Late Registration.
Okay, was he not under the pressure of finishing the album, a deadline at a certain time?
But it wasn't as an industry guy. It was a guy trying to get in. Right. Versus all right, I am in there now. Now the first quarter we made this, second quarter we made this. And you know, when it's all the jargon and everything, and they got managers and lawyers and agents and all that type of stuff. That wasn't the case back in the beginning.
Yeah, he was recognized more in the beginning